Hey there, Wranglers. How you doing? Today we're going shark hunting, and we did bring a bigger boat, as you can see right behind me, because we're going to need it. We're talking about the megalodon today. Megalodon was the biggest shark that ever lived, as far as we know. And as many of you may know, sharks have been around for millions of years without changing very much at all. Now, this will give you some idea of the size of a megalodon. They're about anywhere from 40 to 60 feet long. They have a giant mouth there. You can see they could easily swallow a big, great white hole. They could eat all of those people right in front of them with maybe one bite. But they were colossal. And the debate, as you probably have seen all over YouTube, is raging, but they're not raging. But people talk about, is the megalodon extinct or is it still alive or any of that. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't noticed, I did a little grooming. I trimmed my beard some, so I just thanks for noticing. But anyway, so this is the megalodon here, and as you can see, he's a pretty big fella. And what we're going to answer today definitively is, does he exist or not? And by definitively, I mean maybe. I don't know. We don't have proof one way or the other. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's not a right way to put it. Okay. Anyway, next slide we got here. This is the size of the tooth of a megalodon. Most sharks' teeth are about like that big, and you could wear them on a necklace or something like that. This is about the size, as you can see, it's about the size of the guy's hand. This is a big tooth. That's and wicked tooth. His mouth is full of them. And there's a picture. I couldn't find a good picture of it, but even when they're inspecting the wreck of the Titanic, they found some jewelry that apparently had been made out of megalodon teeth. Now, I don't know if these are petrified or these were like, whatever you'd call them, remnants of a megalodon that had washed up on shore or something like that. But you could see you could see the bits of, you could see that the jewelry had been made out of that. And the reason I didn't include the pic was it was really hard to see anything in the pic, and you had no sense of scale. They were just saying, "Oh, this is just like a megalodon tooth." And I'm like, "Okay, you say so." Anyway, so this is the what a petrified megalodon tooth looks like, and here's a regular shark, and megalodon looked very similar to him, just like any other shark, but this is a normal old great white. Looks like he's in a sea of mackerel there. Now, talking about that, this is one of the pieces of evidence they have. Let me move this over so you guys can see it a little better. One of the pieces of evidence that some people claim is proof or evidence of a megalodon still existing. This was picked up on the sonar of a boat, and it looks to be in the shape of a shark. Okay. Now, what the scientists are going to tell you, and some of the ones that examined it and went ahead and did their research, they said that this is not a shark. This is a school of mackerel that looked like a shark on the sonar and then broke up and went away. Well, of course, they're going to say that whether it's a megalodon or a school of mackerel. They're going to say the same thing either way, and I'll tell you why. Coming up soon, okay? We got to be able to see my face. Okay, there we go. How's that for vanity? Next, we've got a satellite picture of this gigantic shark. Look at the coastline here. If you can see it, look at the coastline to the right, and then you can see the silhouette of this creature, the shark. Apparently, it's a shark. It looks like a shark, especially when you pull back a little bit. It's shaped just like a shark. This thing's huge. Okay, now megalodon, like I said, is 40 to 60 feet long, weighed about 50 tons. This is a big thing. They picked up on Google Earth satellite. Okay, big thing. And of course, somebody will probably say, "Oh no, it's a shadow of some kind of somebody was swimming and they got the mud butt and that was a big diarrhea trail that they left in the water that had some it was practically the size of something on the coast there, and they'll come up with an explanation for it, and I'll tell you why soon. Next, we saw that picture of the megalodon hands. Yeah, we saw these. There was another picture that we have that was created by a. Let me do a really quick thing here, and include a picture. If you'll just bear with me, I thought I absolutely had that added. Okay, and let's see if we can and we'll find it now. Save him there. Okay. Move this guy up because I want you to see this picture. It's coming up. Here it is. Okay, this was taken by a musician named, what's his name here? Alex Albrecht. I don't know of any of his music, but you can see these tourists down here in the corner looking at this big, big shark. Now, some people are going to say that's a basking shark, and Alex Albrecht there, you can, I guess, find him on TikTok, and this is his image, but they say that maybe this is a basking shark, but I don't think it is. You know, of course they're going to say it's something like that, but did you know, they said tourists, okay? On this tourist ship were a class of oceanography students and marine biology students and their professor who were all baffled by this thing. And there's a video of it you can go out there and find of it swimming around, swimming under, and you can hear some of their comments. You'd think a professor and a group of students that specialized in this would know it's a basking shark right away. They were baffled by it, okay? They just thought it was, you know, there's this big, big, big shark. Now, I don't know how far away from us it is. It's a cruise ship, so you can assume this is pretty high up there, and this is down there. Maybe this is the wake of the part of the wake of the boat or something. I don't know what that is. There's somebody spit up some milk, or who the hell knows. But anyway, this is another picture of Megalodon there, that you possible Megalodon thing there. But anyway, you know, yeah, like I said, you know, we call it the Megalodon. It sounds somewhat scary. Yeah, kind of Megalodon. It's got a nice bite to it. No pun intended. But, okay, instead of calling it like, you know, Sharkosaurus, which is really practically what it is, Sharkosaurus. I mean, it's from millions and millions of years ago. They say Megalodons went extinct about 3 million years ago, but I'm not buying it. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the ocean's huge. The ocean is deep, and as we know, and it covers most of the Earth's surface. We've maybe only investigated not even 5% of the ocean, okay? So there's still all kinds of stuff down there we haven't found yet. Now, megalodons have plenty of places to hide and live down there. In fact, there's a thing they call the Black Demon of Cortez that down in the Gulf of Mexico, or on the Baja side of Mexico, on the other side, they've said they've seen this Black Demon of Cortez, which is a gigantic shark, a colossal shark that, you know, comes up and sometimes will, you know, eat sailors or what have you, or any of that, and scared the fishermen. They all believe in it, and they got lots of sightings of it. They are wary of the thing, okay? Black Demon of Cortez. Also, we look back at the fate of the ship, the Indianapolis, that was in World War II, that was supposed to be traveling around in safe waters, and it wasn't. It was the waters that the Indianapolis was in when it got hit with torpedoes were shark-infested waters, and it, one by one, the sailors got picked off, or, you know, and pulled overboard or whatever, and got killed. People were screaming, and, you know, at different times of the night, and so a lot of the sailors report a gigantic shark. Now, this is, you know, who knows what baking out in the sun and being through that kind of turmoil can do to you. But it could have been a big, great white. It could have been, they said it was bigger than that, and a lot of them reported this. But it makes sense that this could be a megalodon. Let me tell you why. If there are megalodons out there, first of all, they're gigantic, and they're not something you're going to be able to catch and make shark fin soup out of, because we saw how big these guys are. How the heck are you going to catch that? Unless you have modern technology, unless you have a battleship to blow it out of the water. You're not going to fish it, okay? But if you have something of an incident like the Indianapolis going down, not only are there going to be tons of sharks in the water and sailors, that's going to attract even more sharks. And very possibly attract a megalodon, okay? Because, hey, it can detect the commotion, possibly, just like any other shark. And not only can it come up to feed, and not only is there plenty of other yummy sharks to eat, but there's humans that it can eat. There's just a giant basket of food that a megalodon would be smart to take, would be wise to take advantage of. Now, in some cases, these things are bigger than whales, slightly bigger than whales, or as big as a whale. They're about the size of a city bus, and they, a lot of whales are about that size too, and they found great whites and whales and stuff like that with teeth marks on them, huge teeth marks. I mean, like where the not only are the teeth big, but the circumference of the jaw is pretty damn big. So it makes sense that if there's a food source out there, up near the surface or wherever these guys hunt, down below, way below, maybe they hunt down there, that these megalodons are going to take advantage of it. Now if they live deep in the water, which would make sense too, we don't know everything that's down there. We can send down one little probe at a time into the Mariana Trench, or we can send a doomed submersible down to try to look at the Titanic, and it implodes or whatever. We don't know very much about the bottom of the ocean. We can map it with radar and stuff, I think, or with satellite means, but we can't see all the animals down there. And it seems to be that the deeper you get, the bigger the animals get. So it wouldn't be unreasonable. It just simply would not be unreasonable to assume something this size is down there. Now, there's going to be articles that tell you why it's extinct and all of that, and they're going to say that because for two reasons. Okay, it's the same reason with if you come up and you say that a Bigfoot's been confirmed or a megalodon's been confirmed, a couple of things are going to happen. First of all, if you say that there's proof there's a Bigfoot out there, you're going to have the woods crawling all over the place with hunters and trying to kill themselves a Bigfoot and get one, and do whatever they can. They're gonna hunt these elusive species, which is bad for the species. It's also probably bad for the humans too, because evidently if there is a Bigfoot, he's pretty smart. Okay, he's just been avoiding our cameras for the last 25 years or whatever, other than the occasional blurry movie or photo. And so same kind of thing here. If all of a sudden we say that there's megalodons, you're going to have a bunch of foolish people going out there trying to find megalodons, okay? And people who normally wouldn't out be, harvesting sharks are going to be out there killing sharks and doing anything they can to, get one of these things, which is completely insane. Excuse me for my phone. Nobody should be calling me. Which is completely nuts to do. I just don't think, unless you are the military, you'd have the hardware it takes to bring one of these suckers in. And I said these things could possibly even eat whales. Now, not whales, the country of whales. Maybe they could. They could probably eat that. Maybe even eat the prince of whales. But no, I'm talking whales, sea whales, whatever you call them, cetaceans, and those things. But anyway, this is the megalodon, and so this is my take on it. Yeah, we're not. Even if they do believe they're out there, they're not going to come right out and say it, because that's going to cause the reactions I explained. Same with any cryptid. You start talking about it, people are going to go out there and look for it. They're going to go hunting it, and the consequence of that is other things are going to die that maybe shouldn't have died, and it could be a disaster. If you've got people, going down to the Philippines to hunt the, one of their vampire birds. I can't remember the name of the damn thing, or going down into South America to hunt the Mapinguari, which is a giant sloth. I mean, a gigantic sloth, like as big as a polar bear sloth. You don't want that either, or you start talking about the Yamala in Africa, which is a apatosaurus of some kind, possibly. The people in that region recognize the thing when they're shown a picture of a sauropod. But okay, a sauropod meaning a four-legged dinosaur, long neck, as you guys, because most of you guys' science has stopped at the land before time. So a long neck for you guys, okay? And so this is basically what we've got here. And if I'm being patronizing, I certainly mean to. So anyway, this is the megalodon here. Now, you're not only going to have those effects and all of that, but other people that might find out about this thing are the Japanese, and they like to hunt whales and eat shark fin soup and stuff like that. And it's just, we don't need these things being turned into meals, which I doubt we could. But they could turn a lot of us into a meal. Also, let's say you confirm the existence of a megalodon. I wonder what that would do to our beach industry all over the planet. Okay, people going to visit beaches and all that kind of thing. Of course, there'll be some that don't care. Of course, then maybe there's going to be some that do, and who knows what could happen. I remember when I was young, believe it or not. I mean, I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but I was around for a while when Jaws came out. It was really funny because everybody was going to see Jaws. It was the first big blockbuster, and it came out before Star Wars. After Star Wars was the next gigantic blockbuster, but Jaws was the first big blockbuster. You literally had people who were saying they never go swimming again, even in a pool, and some people were afraid to take baths. Now this made no sense, but there was a hysteria around the movie that the 20-foot shark in Jaws, the prop that they, whatever, the movie, basically scared people well enough where they were saying these kind of statements and all that, and some people stuck to that stuff for a while till the whole Jaws fervor disappeared, probably because of stuff like Star Wars or something. But so anyway, Wranglers, this is the megalodon, and why I think he exists is because the ocean is huge, and there's no, people say this is why he went extinct, and who the heck knows, they have all kinds of reasons, but I don't think he probably is. I think he probably exists, and I think they live deep in deeper parts of the ocean, and they hunt bigger prey, and I think they're out there because I think there's just a lot of anecdotal evidence, which maybe not be evidence at all to some people, but or maybe there is actual physical evidence they're not telling us about. But I think he's out there, so I want you to keep that in mind next time you go swimming. I want you to imagine this picture right here. Next time you go to the beach. Right now, it's getting ready to be fall, but there's still some beach time down here in the south. Just think of this. Next time you put your toe in the water, next time you jump out there in your swimming suit or you're sunbathing and you decide to go cool off, this guy could be waiting for you. You saw how close he could get to this cruise ships and how close he could get to the coastline there. So I wish you the best of luck as you take your ocean journeys, as it were. Anyway, like and subscribe. The drill. You guys have all been on YouTube long enough, for those of you who don't. But you guys have a good one, and I'll see you at the next roundup.